All right, guys, what's up? Second video of the day, and we have not done one of these videos in a long time, a news of the day video, because normally there isn't this much stuff that comes out within a 24 to 48 hour period of time. And a lot of these things I can't make a full video on, so I figured I would put them all on the board because there has been a lot coming out here recently on or in the world of sprint car racing. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. We're getting very close to 5,000 subscribers, which would be absolutely awesome to finish off the year with 5,000. And make sure to comment down below your thoughts on some of the things here on the board. And we will start at the top of the board because that's how this works. The first thing on the board, I think it was announced yesterday or the day before, that Matt Juhl will be going to High Limit International down in Perth. The Perth Motorplex in Western Australia. Matt Juhl apparently shipped his own cars down there to race down there, not only for the High Limit International events, but he'll be running a little bit there as well before and after that race. So it's great to have another American driver making the trip down there, and Matt Juhl will be in his own equipment. So hopefully that'll help him get acclimated to those racetracks and things down there a little bit quicker than maybe some of the other guys that are going down there to unfamiliar rides and as well as unfamiliar racetracks as well. So Matt Juhl, great guy. He's helped me out a little bit here on the channel with different number fonts and things like that for magnets. And so it's great to see him join the field down there in Australia. It was announced today that Cameron Key, he will be driving next year the Beaver Drill and Tool number 12X car, very well-known sprint car over the last couple of years, made a return here within the last 2 or 3 years. They're going to be running a 50 to 60 race schedule in 2025. Their first race will be at Volusia Speedway Park in Florida with the World of Outlaws. Now, with that being said, it makes it sound like this could potentially be a team that travels quite a bit. They're going all the way to Volusia. Does that mean that they're going to travel to some other places as well? We'll have to wait and see, but a pretty hefty schedule, not only for the car, but for the driver as well. Cameron Key has not ran a ton of 410 sprint cars, I mean, really in his whole career, but he's not ran anywhere near 50 to 60 races in his entire career, excuse me. And so I'm excited to see how this goes. Cameron Key ran this car a couple of times last year, ran a few with High Limit. I think he ran a few as well, just kind of around the Midwest area. And he's shown some speed. And this car has shown some speed with different drivers as well. I want to say Garrett Williamson got a Power I win. They've had Chase Randall in the car showing speed as well. And so this is a good opportunity for Cameron Key to try and, make his, get his name out there a little bit more, run some more high profile events. And he's got a decent car behind him. So I really like this pairing. The other thing with this move is, though, about a week ago, Matt McGarry Motorsports, the number 31 car that runs primarily in Missouri, they announced that Cameron Key was going to drive their car full-time at Knoxville Raceway next year. And then McGarry posted on Facebook that, things went sideways with the driver and that they were looking for a new driver. And so now Cameron Key, it was, then I saw the Beaver Drill and Tool Facebook page post that they had an announcement coming with a new driver, and kind of put 2 and 2 together that Cameron Key was going to be the guy. So looking forward to see how they go next year. Maybe they could be a team that potentially looks at that Power I schedule and maybe runs them full-time next year. Now, I did make a video earlier about this today. I was talking about the Narc schedule, but I don't know if many people will see this news in that video. But Narc adding Calistoga Speedway to their schedule next year for the 2-night Louis Vermeil Classic. But it does conflict directly with the High Limit event at the Skagit Nationals up there in Washington. And so what will teams do? What will the full-time Narc teams do? Will this detract a couple of guys that were thinking about running Narc full-time next year? And will that not want them to do it anymore because they're going to be missing out on big money, not only to win, but to start at the Sage Fruit Skagit Nationals? And so we'll have to wait and see what they do. But like I said in the other video, I really do not know what was going on here. If there wasn't enough weekends available, if they were just like, we don't really care what High Limit does or what. But this is definitely a move that is going to hurt some West Coast teams when it comes to trying to perform at a high level and get as much money as they possibly can in their pockets when it comes to the purse side of things. So Calistoga Speedway, August 30th and 31st next year. Meanwhile, High Limit, August 28th, 29th, and 30th at Skagit Speedway in Washington. that is going to be something we need to keep an eye on here over the coming months with the West Coast scene. It was also announced yesterday, Kaleb Johnson, he is going to be continuing with the team DGRD number 6K that is owned by Dennis Gainey. They will run a 60 to 80 race schedule next year, and they are going to be focusing full-time at Knoxville and at Huset's. Kaleb Johnson was the Huset Speedway track champion this year. He also got a 360 Nationals prelim win at Knoxville last year, and he said in that press release they're going to run around 30-ish races with the World of Outlaws and High Limit. And I really do think this is a team that could potentially, within the next 2 years, go on a full-time basis. I did hear some rumblings that Dennis Gainey was asking around what the tow money packages were for High Limit and the Outlaws this year during the offseason. So it sounds like they're already thinking about it, but maybe next year they run a pretty heavy schedule, see how things go. If they really like where they're at, maybe then in 2026, they can make a run at one of those full-time series. They're going to be running plenty of races this year to get themselves prepared if they want to try and make that happen. Now, it was announced last night as well that the All-Star Circuit of Champions, the Ohio Sprint Speedweek schedule has been released, and this is the first time we get to use that magnet, so I'm excited about that. I don't know why, but I just get excited when I get to use a new magnet. The races will be at Attica, Sharon, Millstream, Wayne County, Eldora, Fremont, Waynesfield, Moeller, and Atomic. So 9 straight races in a row at 9 different racetracks. And it was mentioned by the All-Stars in one of their Facebook posts in one of the comment sections that the rest of the schedule will be released later on this week. So we are looking forward to that. Excuse me. A lot of people are waiting to see what that schedule looks like. They're going to compare and contrast that to the fast schedule. They're going to compare and contrast that to the POWRi schedule. And then I think a lot of regional teams will start making decisions on what series they're going to try and run next year, because the All-Stars with this Speed Week, they're going to have a lot of guys, I think, on their side, with every one of the races paying $7,500 to win for that Speed Week, $10,000 win at Atomic, $500 to start. We're going to have to wait and see what the paydown is, though, because last year that was one of the main drawbacks that I heard from teams, was the payback through the field was not very good during Ohio Speed Week last year. So if they can get the paydown through the field pretty good, then I think a lot of people are going to be really excited about this. They're already excited about it. 9 straight nights of action. Ohio Speed Week looks to be very, very strong. Eldora back on the Speed Week schedule, was not expecting to see that. New track Moeller on there. I don't even know where that is. I live in Ohio. I have no idea that was even a place. So we'll see how that one goes as well. But we're looking forward to seeing the schedule later on this week. Brenham Crouch on Twitter the last couple of days has been posting some scenic pictures of himself driving the race car and things like that, and some captions and things like that. And every time he's done that, he keeps on tagging High Limit Racing in the photos, leading me to believe that he could potentially be returning to High Limit next year with that CJB Motorsports number 5. Last year, if you're not familiar, he did run his own family car last year with the High Limit Series, and then he moved over to the CJB car here in the offseason. They have not announced what they're going to be doing as far as a schedule goes, but Crouch continues to tag High Limit in all of his posts, and so maybe, just maybe, that leads me to believe that they will potentially try and run next year with High Limit. They already are in a good spot for a charter position, but can Crouch perform and make them get into that position at the end of 2025? We'll have to wait and see what kind of decision they decide to make. Now, the final thing on the board, it was announced maybe 20 minutes before I made this board. Christopher Bell is going to be making his first dirt race of the season. Ever since the JGR lift, began, he is going to be running at DuQuoin, the Southern Illinois Center, for the Junior Knepper 55. He'll be running the midget, and he'll be running the micro down there as well. So before he gets to the Chili Bowl, Christopher Bell will have some practice laps in before he gets over there, which is probably a good move. Wants to be competitive when he gets to the Chili Bowl, and this will help him immensely. But what car will he be driving? I know that Dirt Tracker mentioned today that he might be in a KKM car for Chili Bowl. Will he be in a KKM car for DuQuoin? We'll have to wait and see, but it's cool to see Christopher Bell already getting back behind the wheel of a dirt car, and we're excited to see how it all goes. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below about this News of the Day video. Make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, comment down below, and we'll talk to you again soon.